What we have to think about is who we're talking to, what matters to them, not necessarily what matters to us, and especially that keep away from using acronyms that speak to us. MDGs is an acronym that's stated in terms of malaria, stated in terms of what clean water means, what things that matter, people can relate to.
And I feel like Model United Nations is one of those models that it really does. It really brings out the passion, you could say, from an individual and really allows them to want the drive that Jordan was talking about. I want to go and research this. I want to know more about this. And that kind of drive isn't seen too often, and when schools don't have programs that create that drive, it's all about, well, I got to get this A. It's not about, well, I went to a conference because I wanted the A and then went, oh man, I think I just stepped into something that was totally different.
Walmart would not exist without the UN. I would be afraid to get on an airplane without international civil aviation rules, regulations, and safety inspections. I would be unable to get on the internet and send a message to my friend in Shanghai unless there was a UN system that regulates international airwaves. I wouldn't be able to listen to news from Syria.
The easy thing for me, at least, was through the Model United Nations programs. Give kids homework and they sort of understand they have to do research, they have to do all sorts of things. It's a path they've traveled before. And that's one way we can sort of educate them, because the thing we need to do is we need to open the door for them. It's important that we're able to bridge this gap between their lack of knowledge and as well many of the problems we're facing. So I believe that through the Model United Nations programs, through other educational opportunities, we can sort of break the bubble that many of my sort of generation is stuck in and allow them to see the world for what it is and give them the tools and the opportunity to actually address these issues.
We had those 7 minutes VHS videos that we present to kids by kids, the American kids, who just basically highlight some of the achievements of UNICEF that would pretty much sort of capture the attention of other kids. And I think this is something we can create today about UN from our American perspective.
I've heard and seen the quotes from both Ban Ki-moon and Kofi Annan. I've actually heard Ban Ki-moon say it. The U.S. needs the UN, and the UN needs the U.S. They both have used that quote. Very simple, and it's a nice assertion, and then they and we have got to go out and explain why that's true. I would say also that the world needs and looks to the U.S. to be in the UN. It's not just the relationship between the U.S. and the UN, but everybody, the other 192 countries, to differing degrees, know and acknowledge and recognize that they need the U.S. in the UN because they need the UN to work for them.
To have a passion from our own heart, doing something good for ourselves, our country, and also United Nations. That's why I'm here.